Guys and gals, how's it going? Welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly. As you can see, we are doing a quick review of Gladiator 2, and it's going to be spoiler free. It's going to be a quick review. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep this under about 3 to 4 minutes. Just got out of the theater and I did see the film. I must say, just on first impressions on my environment, the theater was packed. And not just for my showing of Gladiator, I think people were and are extremely excited to actually see this film, but let's jump into it. Overall, I'm going to give you my score on this film right now. I gave it an 8.1 out of 10. Not a lot of weak points within this film. Ridley Scott has done it again. Once again, Ridley Scott has shown you time and time again, even in his old age of 87 years old, I believe now, he still has the eye for this. The pacing was great, cinematography on point, the visuals were on point. It seems like the further we get into the future and the more technology we do have, although you think it does make it easier to bring these sets to life, Ridley Scott has still been able to bring a set that is basically ancient Italy, ancient Rome, to a modern movie-going experience. You don't ever feel that anything is out of place. I mean, when you're looking at this, nothing looks dated at all. It all looks contemporary while also being, like I said, a depiction of ancient Rome. You have a lot of great actors within this film. I must say there was great balance within the whole film. Denzel obviously is going to be Denzel Washington, and Pedro Pascal has come into his own over the years. Two busy guys, and I think Pedro has really been able to establish himself even more with all of the projects that he has been working on, and this project is definitely going to add to that. Paul Mescal, I've seen articles saying that he's miscast. He's not miscast at all. I think he's done a very solid job, especially stepping into the role that he's stepping into. It's not extremely easy for anybody to step into this role. People really do covet the 2000 Gladiator film, and so I can understand why it is a difficult task, and I think overall he did a good job. You have Connie Nielsen returning as Lucia Aurelius, and she does a good job as well. I think she might be one of the actresses, or you could just say actors overall, that gets, I guess, forgotten about in this film, but she plays a pivotal role, and she really acts her behind off in this movie. I don't think anybody should look at her performance and think that it wasn't good at all. I think her performance actually stood against everybody's performance in this film, and like I said, you have a lot of great talented people acting within this film, and I never felt like anybody was out acting anybody else. Like I said, Denzel Washington is a legend in this field, and he's going to bring what he brings to the stage. He was playing Micronus, a political figure in his own right, and really Denzel Washington is the puppet master throughout this film. I mean, I could see Denzel Washington winning an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in this film, to be quite honest. Like I said, when I keep telling you guys about the balance within this film, you have about 6 or 7 characters that all have pivotal roles within this film, and Ridley Scott has found a way within the writing and within the direction and where he takes this film to keep everybody on even ground. Joseph Quinn, one of the twin emperors, he did a great job. Fred Hetchinger, another one of the twin emperors, great job. Tyrannical group there, I really liked their roles, but to me, the standouts, obviously, you have Paul Mescal, he's leading, Pedro Pascal, Connie Nielsen, and Denzel Washington. Those are the 4 standouts in this film. Everybody definitely played their role to the best of their ability. And like I said, people have said many things about Paul Mescal as far as him being miscast in this film. I don't think he was miscast. I thought he did a pretty good job. Pedro Pascal playing General Acacius. Pedro played a great general in this film. All the way through, Pedro's performance was top-notch. Like I said, I thought the writing was pretty intricate within this film, a lot of nuances. It really expounded upon the politics in that time period of Rome and just different players that are involved as far as conspiring to gain power, and that is where Macrinus, Denzel Washington's character, comes in, as well as a couple other characters, not as big as Denzel in that right, but a couple other characters play roles underneath, and they're involved with that as well. So I feel like this film really does a good job of doing that, unlike the first Gladiator, where it's really just focused on Maximus, him going into slavery, him getting back his freedom, him really avenging his family. And so there's nothing wrong with that as well. But like I said, this film really expounds upon those things. This does take place 16 years after those events. So that's a little tidbit for you guys. Like I said, not trying to spoil too much, but there's a lot of cool things, a lot of little Easter eggs in there too. I wonder if anybody is going to notice the Remus and Romulus Easter egg in there. Obviously, Ridley Scott involved with Gladiator and Alien, and as you guys know, Alien Romulus came out this year. I'm really wondering if anybody caught that as they entered the gateway of Rome, but that's one thing that I caught that I thought was kind of cool there. Like I said, I feel like the dialogue was important throughout the film. I don't feel like any line was wasted. I felt like every line was important, and anytime someone spoke, it did mean something. So I thought the dialogue was extremely tight. Like I said, pacing was cool, cinematography was cool. One of the scenes that I really did like a lot, not my favorite scene, but one scene that I did like a lot was the naval scene. Within the Coliseum, there was a naval battle scene. The only thing that I do have to docket points for is the scene was not long enough. I really wish I could have seen a little more of that, but that was pretty cool. I really did like that scene. To me, the most intense scene of the film was the battle between Lucius and Acacius. Just a really intense scene to me. That was almost the climax of the film. I thought the conclusion of the film was fitting as well. Like I said, man, give this movie a shot, guys. You're going to see a lot of things on the internet regarding this film. People obviously are going to have their own subjective opinions, but if I'm telling you guys this film is an 8.1 out of 10, it's an 8.1 out of 10, and you should definitely go watch it. I know some people are going to argue that, oh, you know, you should not have made another Gladiator film. You didn't need to make one. Well, the fact of the matter is they did make another Gladiator film, and this film is, I think, it's a fitting sequel. I think for a film that is 20 plus years out of its time, for Ridley Scott to come back, bring this cast of characters into the fold, also bringing back old characters, like I said, with Connie Nielsen as Lucia Aurelius, I think it really is a good, well-done film, and I think it's a nice piece that connects to Gladiator from 2000. I think anybody that watches this is going to have a hard time saying that this film is not a good film. Like I said, not a lot of weak points. I'm going to talk about this film, obviously, in more detail when I do the Popcorn Square podcast, but I definitely just wanted to let you guys know a couple thoughts all the way through. I'm trying to think of anything else that I thought really stood out to me. The story was good. The pacing was good. Cinematography was great. Ridley Scott still directing at a high caliber. All the acting was well balanced. Everybody acted very well, I must say that. And you know, when you have all these things in a pot together and you find a way to mix them properly, what you get is this product overall. Obviously, we talked about the budget, guys, $300 million, probably $400 million with marketing. It's going to be extremely hard for this film to make money, but it has done well in Europe. I believe it's over $100 million made in Europe. Like I said, my theater screening was packed. I think this film is going to do well. Is it going to make $900 million to $1 billion? I think it's going to be hard, but I do think word of mouth could help this film. I think people are going to like this film. I think people are going to tell other people to go watch it. I think there's going to be some repeat watching. And I think this film, you know, it could be a success. And if it is a success, you know, I think good for them. I think anybody, like I said, that watches this film is going to have a hard time saying that the film is not good. You can debate whether it's better than the original. You can debate that. But I think overall, this film is a film that brings other people into the fold. It's a new idea. It's a new story. It expounds upon the prior story, and it connects to the prior story, and you have different people involved that you didn't have before, like I said, as well as the old guard as well. So it's a great connection, and I think this is a good presentation of how you actually make this work with a film that is 20 years out of its time. So that is my quick review of Gladiator 2. Guys, go watch that movie. Let me know what you think down in the comments if you have watched the movie. If you're not going to watch it, that's fine too. If you watched it and didn't like it, please let me know why you didn't like it, and we can have a chat about that. But overall, guys, 8.1 out of 10. Definitely good to see that film. I recommend it. Ring the bell for notifications so you can keep getting videos like this and exclusive news that I give you guys on a weekly basis. Like this video, share this video with a friend or a couple friends. Please subscribe to the channel, trying to get to 500 subscribers. And as always, be safe. It's Neff signing off.